Hello, listeners. This is Lee Price,
This is Will Ford from Football 365.
and you're listening smartly to At the Bridge Pod, a Chelsea FC podcast, although I would describe it as the Chelsea FC podcast.
Magical from Eden Hazard. Kai Havertz in the Champions League final. Ivanovic! In the middle, it's just behind him. But it's swept in by Hakim Ziyech. Matic with the ball driver. Matic takes the net off.
It's time for another episode of At the Bridge Pod, your number one Chelsea FC podcast. Coming up on this episode.
Okay, here we go. Question special. Who doesn't love a good listener question? Oh, welcome back, everyone, to another episode of At the Bridge Pod. I'm joined in a virtual windy room filled with lions. I've got Berth and I've got Chris. And I need to ask you, what were your highlights from this weekend? The weekend.
I did a 5K yesterday with Gemma, my girlfriend. That was,
awesome.
It was quite fun. That's the first time I've ran with her, so it was good to do. Good to get her on a Sunday. A bit windy, but it's fun. I enjoyed it.
A bit windy.
Well, to be fair, when we ran, it was just at the start of it. It was like just before it really got bad, so it weren't too bad when we ran. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I'd go again.
Like Cat claiming.
Can't say she'd agree with me, or she might not like it, but I enjoyed it.
I can just imagine claiming a flood as a puddle. It's just a puddle there. Oh
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
jeez. Oh, well, what about you, Chris?
So I had quite a quiet weekend, to be fair. Saturday.
Makes a
I'll
change,
be honest.
Chris.
Yeah, I know. To be honest with you, I can't really remember Saturday. Like, do you know when you sit there sometimes and you think it wasn't that long ago, but it was just completely uneventful. Sunday wasn't great. Lost on Sunday morning, and I only touched the ball probably about 6 times in 70 minutes. So I did not enjoy the game on Sunday at all.
Bring Bert back. That's what I
Yes,
say.
is it. Just need someone who can pass would be nice.
Oh man.
Yeah, and then like it's been a bit shit in it with the winter break thing. Like the game that was on yesterday was awful.
I don't know. The West Ham Sheffield United game was a bit tasty.
I mean, on that note, my highlight was I was struggling. I was struggling a bit, and then I remembered something from yesterday, and it was Thiago Jota mistiming his shot, and the Bournemouth crowd go, "Way!" only for him to hit it again and score. And you would think Bournemouth fans would learn from mocking Liverpool players mistiming their touches from earlier in the season when they did it to Darwin Núñez before he scored the screamer from the same ball that he miscontrolled. Oh, he couldn't make that up, could you? Same team. Couldn't. Oh, brilliant. Oh, on that, it's time to hit the good old news. And you know what? Before we hit the game review, I'm just going to fire off some quick fire pieces of news that you may or may not want to talk about. I don't know. I thought I'd put it in there. We've got Chelsea recalling Cesare Casadei from Leicester. Lyon have ended Diego Moreira's loan deal. Amanda Broja is apparently for sale at 50 million. That alone is not going to happen. But I mean, anything of that you thought, really? Anything?
The Casadei one's interesting. Oh yeah. You're not getting 50 million for Broja though.
Who's paying that?
15.
Who is paying that?
15.
Yeah, I know, right?
Know what PSG would pay it? Maybe. I mean, they've got the money, but I don't know where they got that figure from.
No, I don't know where they're getting that. Even in this market where everyone's overpriced, like I'd say 30 million for Broja is overpriced. So I'd be happy to get that. The Casadei one's interesting though, because I've seen that he's being brought back to give us midfield cover, which would suggest that Lavia's going to be out for a long time. If we bring in players back to cover the squad. But more the reaction of Leicester fans. Like, Leicester fans apparently didn't rate him anyway and said that he's actually struggled for them this season. I'll be honest with you, I haven't really watched him play, so I can't really disagree. So, but it's an interesting one, like, because you never know, do you, when a player goes back, whether it's just those fans being a bit salty over it or whether they're actually telling you the truth.
I think I don't think he's been bad for him. I think the problem is with, and this is a problem with our whole squad, to be fair. I think he's just been very inconsistent for him. I think he's had some good games. I think he's had some very bad games. So.
I mean,
but it's a hard league to really get used to. It really is. The championship's so fast paced, so physical. It is a hard league to get used to, especially when you're a young lad. So, but I think Leicester fans do see there's a talent there. I just think they're a bit disappointed with his consistency, I want to say.
Yeah.
I get it, but at first I did think, I don't understand this. Why does this happen? Why has this happened? And then I actually used I calmed down and I used my common sense and actually checked to make sure I wasn't being stupid. And I found out that, to be fair, the options for our midfield three are a bit scarce because, like you touched on, Chris, Lavia's out, Ugochukwu's out. Well, he's having trouble getting fit. And, we've got Enzo and Caicedo and Gallagher. If one of them was to get an injury, we're not looking like the cupboard is very bare for midfielders suddenly.
I mean, luckily we don't get many injuries, so
no, we're really good
okay
with that. We're really good with that. So thankfully, that's something that we can always check.
I like to add a bit of news as well. Do you know Gusto's now out for tomorrow?
Oh no, I do.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
I know.
Yeah. What's he done now?
I don't know.
I just saw that he was out.
I did see that as well. It just said he's out. That's an injury report out.
Good God.
He's probably undergoing his rehabilitation program, so we'll see him probably September.
Yeah.
Been a good season for him though. Enjoy the summer break. On one thing though, it was the Lauren James derby. Chelsea took on Man United in the WSL, and here is that match report. Lauren James 3, Manchester United 1. It really was the Lauren James derby. Oh my word! I mean, Chris, in general, what were your thoughts on the performance? I mean, from her, but also the team.
I mean, I don't think you have to speak too much about Lauren James's performance. I think it kind of speaks for itself. It was very much what she did to Liverpool at Stamford Bridge earlier in the season. But this is what I've been saying about James. She has that quality to destroy teams by herself, and you just need to see it a little bit more consistently. And I think as soon as she can get that, I think she'll win a Ballon d'Or. I think she's that good.
You know what? I had that in my notes that she will win a Ballon d'Or in her career because, as well now, the attention does focus on her because Sam Kerr's out. We know that for the season. She ain't coming back for this season. And now it's Lauren James is the big name player to lead this squad. And it was one of them flawless performances. I can't say anything else. It was flawless.
I think from the team as well, though, I thought it was a much more assured performance from the whole team. I thought the back line looked better, giving Jess Carter the break. Carter hasn't looked right this season, especially since Bright got injured, and I think she just needed taking out of it for a while. And I thought the back line looked a lot better. I think Hannah Hampton in goal looks like our most assured goalkeeper at the minute. She's the only one at the minute who hasn't made a mistake that's cost us a goal in her appearances, where the other two have. So I think she needs to stay in the goal as well. I just thought the overall balance of the team and everything looked better in this game than it has done for most of the season.
Yeah. I mean, a very well-deserved shout-out from yourself and from me as well, Hannah Hampton, not only preventing key shots during the game, blocking them, but precise with the timing when coming out to claim the ball or rush an attacker. I like that. It's always good to when your goalkeeper knows what the right time is. You've got to nail that down, and she did, and fair play to her. And I've got to say, I've got another note, and it was Bjorn. Second game in a row, put on a show. Long balls that our own Millie Bright would have been proud of. Great assist for James. Really slotted into this team perfectly. We get transfers and getting them right. This Chelsea women's team always do it. Always.
I think, I think a lot of that is down to Emma Hayes as well, though. I think she's very good at identifying the type of player she wants and ones that can come in and do the job that she needs them to do. I think the Chelsea women's team is very much operate the same way Liverpool do with Klopp. Like every player they buy just really fits exactly what they want. So there's never really a danger of them not working out. And I think that's something like our men's team hasn't quite got right.
Yeah,
But
that's
the
fair.
women's team have got it spot on.
Yeah, 100%. Any closing thoughts, Berth, on especially Lauren James?
I'm really impressed by Lauren James. I think she's just unplayable, really. I agree with you, boys. I think she will win a Ballon d'Or at some point. And she's just absolutely relentless. Every time I watch her, she seems to get better and better. And she's still quite young, so what a player, really. And we have to build a team around her, I think. And it's a great win for them as well. So that's it, really. You boys good everything else, but yeah, what a player.
We keep control over the WSL title. It's in our own hands, and we like that. That's how it should be done. And this episode, because obviously no games happened over the weekend, that good old winter break, it's a Quaresma question special, and you have all sent in so many questions, and we love you for doing so. They were really good, genuinely, on Instagram, Discord, Twitter. Incredible. Some of you even turned up at our house and knocked the door, so don't do that. First up, though, we have Yunus Miata, who asked, in hindsight, with our lack of experience in the squad and struggling to put away chances, would you have tried to persuade Hazard to come back as a squad player who was a free agent and is 3 years younger than Benzema, who we've been linked with, even if only for one season as a super sub?
No, I don't think I would have. As much as I love Hazard and as good as he was back in the day, I don't think he'd be in the right mindset. I think of his injuries and stuff like that, I don't think it would have worked. I don't think he'd been able to handle the pace of the Premier League now. Don't think his body would have been able to do it. And I just, for sentimental reasons, I would have loved it. But I think from a business standpoint, from a performance standpoint, I just don't think it would have worked. So I don't think so.
No, I mean, I was literally, I mean, I feel if we did it, we'd have had to have given him the freedom to not track back and press due to injury issues. And that would then in itself cause us a bit of an issue in the way we play. You know, whether we like it or not, it's how we play. And yeah, super sub. Even then, I would have said no, because it breaks my heart. He just is not that same player anymore. And it does break my heart and soul to say it, but I would not want us as a fan base to remember him any different than his first and only spell at Chelsea. That was his legacy. It's bloody outstanding, and it should be left there. I don't think it would be like when Drogba came back and helped us win a title. I don't think it would have been like that at all, especially with how the team is now. I just feel that chapter is closed, and I'm kind of glad it did, unfortunately. What do you think, Chris?
I agree with what you boys are saying. The only thing I would say to counter argue it would have been, I think at the time it would have gave the fans a massive lift. I think it would have given the dressing room a massive lift, because a lot of these young players, you hear them all the time talk about Hazard and how much they sort of idolised him. So I think it gives you that in the dressing room. And if you look at the situation we're in now, I'd rather be playing Hazard as a false nine than watching Broja play.
I can see your point there, actually.
Yeah, fair point.
So it's one of them. Like it didn't happen, and I'm not massively disappointed. And if it had, I don't think it would have been like, you know, some sort of last dance where it had led us to glory in something. But at the same time, I don't think it would have been horrendous either. I think it would have just been one of them things that happened, and everyone went, "Oh, it was okay."
That's fair. I think that's quite a fair point. Forkbeard has asked your top 5 movies of all time. I mean, this is for me wild and subjective for me, because it could change tomorrow, knowing how
it's a tough one, isn't it? It's a real tough one.
Thank you. I was thinking when I was doing mine, like, you could ask me again tomorrow and it'd probably be a different 5 films.
Yeah. Oh man. You know what? Well, Chris, you answered the Hazard question last. Go for yours. Go on.
Right. So I've got Avengers: Infinity War.
Iconic.
Chris, if these are all superhero films, I'd be really annoyed.
You're going to hate mine.
No. This is in no order, by the way. I haven't
Yeah,
done it in any
that's
sort of
fair.
order.
Okay.
I've got 7.
Oh, that's in mine. That's in mine.
Bloody
Chris,
good
great
film.
shout. You've
It's
redeemed yourself there.
it's a great film. I've got Dark Knight Rises.
Oh,
wow.
Like everyone has Dark Knight, and I think the performances in that, but I just think Dark Knight Rises as a film is better.
Well, you're a prick because I can't wait for me to tell you yours. So I couldn't get my words like that, but you know what I mean.
I've got Hot Fuzz because I thought gotta have a comedy in here.
Yeah.
And then I've got Gridiron Gang. I don't know if any of you have
Wow,
seen it.
yeah, I've watched that. Yeah, The Rock. Yeah, it's a good film.
Yeah,
I
think it's a really good film. Like it sort of just engrosses you from start to finish, and it's nice that it's like a true story as well. So
Okay.
yeah.
That's pretty good, actually. Especially, I think I only saw 7 for the first time last year, and then I finally understood the whole
brilliant.
what's in the box. I finally understood it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, bloody hell. Right, my list. I'm sorry, Berth. I've got Captain America:
okay.
The Winter Soldier because I was gripped by that. It was probably my favorite Marvel film, and then next is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse from 2018 because I still feel that's one of the best Spider-Man movies ever. Those two speak for themselves. But we've moved on from comics now, don't worry. And this is where everyone's just going to go, what? Right. So I've got that awkward moment, which is it's a bromantic comedy. Yes, it's a thing. It stars Zac Efron, Miles Teller, Michael B. Jordan, and Imogen Poots. It's just a bloody good watch for me. It's I can watch it over and over, have a good time with it. That's what I'm looking for in a movie. I'm like, this is great. I've got Christmas Vacation because I watch it every year, so it's got to be there. And just for nostalgia, and it's still bloody good. Point Break from 1991.
Oh,
wow.
Point Break.
The remake was fine. It was fine, but it's not the same.
Yeah, but it's not the original.
It's not the original. So, Berth, we move to you, who's got 5 comic book movies, haven't you?
No, but I will start my comic book movie, and that's The Dark Knight. And I can't believe, Chris, you think The Dark Knight Rises is better. It's a better movie than The Dark Knight.
As it's a film, it is. The plot in Dark Knight Rises.
No, you're talking shit. You're talking shit. Okay, you're just not right there.
To be fair, though, what I would say is I think I could personally have all 3 of that trilogy in this top 5.
It's a great trilogy. Batman Begins is the worst.
It was the Talia al Ghul thing for me in Dark Knight Rises that just had me go.
Yeah, I just thought
really?
it dragged Dark Knight Rises. I thought it was just.
And then the post credits. What's your name, Robin?
yeah. I got The Dark Knight.
Yeah,
I've got Speed.
Oh, that's rogue, but that's I don't mind it. I don't hate it.
I've still never seen it.
Speed, the first Speed is in one of the best nights films you'll ever watch. Speed 2, don't ever watch though. I was going to say,
I hope Speed 2 isn't on your list.
No, Speed 2 definitely isn't. So I've got Dark Knight, Speed. 7 is on mine.
Yeah.
I've got No Country for Old Men.
Oh, need to.
And then I've got Terminator 2.
Oh, classic! Another classic.
Nice.
So,
I loved the scene in Terminator 2 where his hands going into the sort of lava stuff.
Yeah, Terminator 2 is.
Yeah.
I mean, they made way too many Terminator films, but Terminator 2.
They did. Yeah.
They should have stopped at 2.
Yeah, they should have stopped at 2.
Yeah, sure.
How to milk a franchise. And he didn't. Forkbeard didn't ask this, but I read it as this, and he was like, "Yeah, go for it." Top 5 beards of all time, and I've got to throw this in. I'm gonna have a listener, Chris. He's gonna love this because I can ring the bell. I've got former Pittsburgh Steeler Brett Kiesel. Sorry. I've got Chris Hemsworth. I've got Olivier Giroud. I've got snowboarder Daddy Davis, and you know what? As a 5th. I took a risk and I put on my list an At the Bridge pod listener because I'm damn well sure one of you listening has a top beard that we've never seen. And I'm thinking, I'm going to take a risk. There you go. Is it you? Is it you listening? If it is, you're on the list. Berth, what about you?
I'm going to go with myself because I've got a decent beard.
I knew he was going to do that.
So that's, in fact, I'm just me.
Just
me. I'm number 1. I am number 1. Second is probably Jason Momoa, and then third Third, Ryan Gosling. I think he's just a bit of a good-looking bloke. 4, Drake. He's got a very sharp beard. And then 5, there's a basketball player called James Harden.
Oh, the beard.
He's got a thick beard, big long beard. So I'm yeah, them are 5.
Have you ever seen him without the beard?
Have you ever seen me without a beard?
No.
No. Well, it's not a good sign.
What about you, Chris?
Number 5, I've got Chris Evans, Captain America. Chris Evans, not the radio DJ bloke. Number 4, I've got Bray Wyatt from WWE.
What a great shout! Yeah, what a great shout.
I always respect anyone who can grow a beard that big.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
I've just found out who he is. Yeah, nice.
Great shout, Chris. Great shout.
Number 3, I've got David Beckham.
Beautiful guy.
Fair.
Number 2, Andrea Pirlo.
Oh.
Cool. Yeah. One is me.
Great beard. And
Pretty
number
good.
1, Olivier Giroud.
Yeah,
The
it's
best beard in football.
the most handsome man in the game. Can't argue with that list.
Definitely.
McClund has asked if Chelsea bring in a defender to mitigate the injury uncertainty. I'm assuming this is in January, just assuming. Who would be the best fit?
Real difficult one because you don't want to spend.
I
too
found
much
this
money.
difficult.
I've
got
I'm gonna go
2.
for. I'm going for
options.
someone just absolute rogue, but I think you know what, cheap. Get him in. Ethan
Harry
Pinnock
Maguire.
from Brentford.
Oh, okay.
Cheap.
Wow.
I reckon
is
it's a rogue shout. Decent player, very underrated. I think. I think he'd do all right job.
He's 30, so he doesn't reach our our model, does he?
Yeah, but for like I want to be different. For like a short-term deal, I think that'd be. Decent.
I think that's fair. That is pretty. That's a good shout.
Ultimately, as well, I would say I think all Chelsea fans now would say let's just sign good players. Yeah.
We need to change the whole bloody model of
Yeah.
because otherwise Silva would not be a blue. Let's be honest.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean,
you know what? You could just sign Sergio Ramos.
Yeah, exactly. I would have loved that. I would have loved that.
He's got a decent beard.
He does actually.
He has got a good beard.
That is fair.
Yeah, he has. Yeah.
I had 2 players, and I felt they have to be realistic because we're not bringing in any of Leverkusen's squad, and I'm going to suggest a name who I doubt many may have heard of, but he was on the books at Strasbourg like just last year before he moved to Fenerbahce, and that's Ghana defender Alexander Giku. He's 29, very impressive for Strasbourg during his time there, and I don't care what Ronaldo says about Ligue 1. I rate the league. And he would do a job, and that's the point of this. And the second is also a player who's at AFCON, and that's Monaco's Wilfried Singo. Plays for the Ivory Coast. He's 23, so he's within that age range that the club wants. And he's been one of the best defenders in League One this season. And I feel that if he doesn't get a big move in the summer, I will be bloody shocked if he doesn't, because he's one of the best in that league. So, yeah. What about you, Chris?
So I've gone with trying to bring in people who can do a job for us now, but also longer term can sort of take over Thiago Silva's mantle. But like this, from like January to May, this would be like their bedding in time. And then from next season, they'd be ready to take over from Silva. And then he can become the sort of backup player if we're going to keep him. So I've gone with Matthias de Ligt from Bayern.
Oh, yes.
Showed leadership qualities at Ajax. I know he hasn't quite hit the same heights since leaving Ajax, but none of that Ajax team did. I don't think that makes them bad players. I just think he was another one who probably left Ajax too early. Or Marquinhos from PSG. I know he's 29, but he's still going to have, 4 years of a good level in him. Experienced, knows about pressure of big clubs, and he's quite quick as well. And I think with us wanting to play a little bit higher up the pitch, I think he could be a good option for that.
Yeah, 100%. Julian has asked, other than the sale of Conor Gallagher, what's the biggest mistake Chelsea could make this January window?
I've got this. Panic
Go on,
buy.
Chris. Yeah, that's a good shout. It's a good
Panic buy anyone in any position.
Oh yeah.
If we haven't signed anyone by deadline day, just don't sign
Don't
anyone.
sign anyone. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? I've got down overpaying, and by overpaying, for the record, I mean 50 million plus for any wonder kids that we don't really need.
Yeah,
We're desperate
yeah.
for an experienced player, proven goal scorer. That's what we're desperate for. If we and still, I wouldn't panic by one. No, it's just not work. What you might as well just save that money and wait for the summer.
Unless we panic by Ivan Toney, then I don't want to know.
I don't think that's well. He doesn't help. He doesn't help, does he? When he goes, "Oh, I want to play for a big club." I'm like, careful, you've not even played your first game back yet.
Yeah.
I was like, that was a risky interview comment. That I was like, bloody hell, man.
Yeah, but like I think we need that. His experience. We need that cockiness. We need that edge. If he came to Chelsea, I'd love him in a heartbeat. I think he's what we're missing. So unless we go for someone else, I don't know.
Well, fair enough. Julian's dropping 5 questions over the weekend. He really did, because he scored a fair few, because you got another one in, and this is one which is one player you would re-sign to improve our squad, and I considered Giroud. I considered him, and then I thought, no, I'm thinking long term, and I've put Antonio Rudiger, because I don't even need to think about it really, because he brings the experience, he brings the bloody passion, he brings personality. He is, this isn't even a hot take, he's a top 5 defender in the world right now. I mean, look, he left on a free because that was how the contracts and all the other stuff that went on. It is what it is. But man, I still feel when you compare him to others we lost that window, like Christensen, I don't feel we miss him like we miss Rudiger because of what he brought. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
I agree.
I can't disagree with that. Yeah, that's a class answer. I reckon maybe a Kovacic just for that midfield. So I think that adds that experience and quality in there. I think I'll probably go Kovacic.
We are desperate for midfield. That's fair. That is certainly fair. What about you, Chris?
I mean, Rudiger's a great shout, to be fair. But if I was going to go a bit rogue here, and I don't know if it classes as re-signing, but I just recall Lukaku to the end of the season. I just think at the minute, I honestly think if he was to come back and he was to score 2 goals in his first 4 games, I honestly think the fans will completely forget everything that happened.
I can imagine that so much.
We are that starved of someone to score the chances that we make that I honestly think all of that would just disappear overnight if he scored a couple of goals.
I can imagine it. I really can. We will finish up with Kayla, who's asked, should we keep Thiago Silva for another year, or do you think he's going to retire?
Keep him for another 10 years, make him manager, give him a statue outside the club ground, and give him whatever he wants, because he's the best person in the world, I think.
I mean, 100% that we must offer him a new deal. I mean, what's frustrating here is I'm about to say these words, but we have no succession plan for when he leaves, which says more about where our club is at right now. I kind of feel that he will head home back to Brazil to close his career out. But that can wait another year, right? When you're 41. Not yet. What about you, Chris?
I think he's got to stay, mainly for the reason you just said. We haven't had a clear plan for him leaving. And it's one of them where you think, surely everyone thought this was going to be the season where he gradually got phased out. He's still like the first name on the team sheet. So it's like if we got to the summer, I know exactly what happened. If we don't offer him a new deal, we'll get to the summer, we'll pay £90 million for some centre-half who's had one good season at Stuttgart, and then he'll come in and everyone will go, but he's shit. And they'll be like, yeah, he is, you're right, but he's 22, so it's okay. He'll be world-class one day. And it's like, if we didn't have that plan in place this year, which we haven't, I just think you've got to offer him the other year, and then with the clear idea that we're going to go into the summer of having a plan of phasing him out of the team. Otherwise, we'll be back here again next year going, oh, we're going to have to offer him another year because we ain't done it again.
Yeah. I mean,
I cannot. Sorry to. I can honestly see him having a coaching role at Chelsea, though. I really can see him.
Yeah, I could see that too.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I'm just quickly looking at Stuttgart to see what players they've got that could. Their best performer, according to who scored in defence, is. Oh, I'm not going to be able to pronounce that name. It is Atakan Karazor. He's 27.
No, dear.
Plays centre back, also defensive mid.
There we go. Too old.
Yeah, he's a bit old, isn't he? We can't be having.
Yeah, we're so old.
Any defender.
I'd have their striker though.
Oh, like Jurassic.
Isn't he injured? Isn't he injured at the moment?
I think we had this conversation last week, but
if he's injured, he's really perfect for us.
Oh, if he's injured, sign him up.
Yeah, what a great we've done it before. Right, so with that, we're going to move to, once I accidentally click off the wrong thing there, we move to Lion of the Week. Because we've got the second leg of a League Cup semi-final against Middlesbrough. It's at the Bridge. And all the podcasts I listened to today were like, oh, United. Chelsea have got this. And I'm like, that's confidence. And Middlesbrough got loads of players out injured. I was like, oh, that means nothing when it comes to us. Who are we taking?
I'm going to go Sterling.
That's fair.
No reason. I'm just going to go Sterling. Straight in with it.
Chris?
I'll play safe and go Cole Palmer.
Lovely stuff. And I've got the wheel of roulette. Who have I got? I haven't actually. Oh. Moises Caicedo.
That's not bad.
Nice.
Well, isn't that a worry?
It's a massive worry.
Yeah. If you're right, we're in trouble.
Yeah. Who was the best player from that game? Right. Well, I guess we've got what is next? Oh, it's the quiz. I've got questions coming up. Well, that's not the that's the next thing because that's what we did today. So we're going to be moving to Archie Thompson's Top Trump. And if people have been following closely over the last few weeks, we have had some league questions with Archie Thompson's Top Trump. So this week, I need you to know if it's higher or lower than the previous entry. And it's the category is Turkish Super League goal scorers. So I'm going to give you a player, and you got to tell me if they've scored more or less goals in the Turkish Super League than the previous player.
Every single one of these will be a guess. Every single one of our answers here will be a guess.
You know what? This isn't my game. Lone Army Carousel is my game. This I'm terrible at. I'm awful at this.
Yeah, we won't be doing goal scorers next week, but I thought Turkish Super League. Why not go really random for the most? There's so many iconic names here. So we start with Dirk Kuyt, who scored 26 goals. Oh, well done, Dirk. Berth, did Milan Baros score more than that?
No, lower.
He scored 50, so it was more. And I don't remember him. I don't remember him playing in the Turkish Super League. I have no memory of this.
Didn't he go there after Aston Villa?
I remember him at Villa, but
I remember at Villa or Liverpool, but that's it.
Oh yeah, and he was really good in 2004 Euros, and then he played for Galatasaray, scored 48, and then he moved to Antalyaspor where he scored the other two. There we go. Right, Chris, you've got Fabio Borini, more or less than 50.
Surely that's an easy one.
I didn't even know he went over there. So
he did. He got 32. I think he went to Fenerbahce. I think so. I have to.
There's no way Borini scored 32 anywhere though. Surely, God.
He go to? Oh no, he didn't go to the Galatasaray. He went to Faith. I'm never going to get that right. I'm never going to get it right. We all know that. Berth, you've got Wagner Love. More or less than 32.
Wow, what a
great on FIFA.
I'm gonna go higher. I feel
he got 39. So yes. Chris, well done. What about a Chelsea player called Samuel Eto'o? Did he get more or less than 39?
He was class, wasn't he? More.
Yeah, got 50. So Berth, you've got the man we name our question segment over, Ricardo Quaresma. More or less than 50.
I felt like he was at Besiktas for a while, but I don't think he's a massive goal scorer. I'm going to go less.
He did. He got 25.
Yeah.
That's shit, isn't it?
He just scores Trivellas. That's all he does. I think he scored a couple. I feel like he's got a Rabona goal as well. I feel like that's in my memory. Might have made that up. Right, you've got Chris. You've got Papi Cisse. More or less than 25.
The ultimate one season wonder.
What a goal. Stamford Bridge.
Oh yeah, great goal. Two great goals in the same game, but he was fucking
man.
shit after that season after. I'm gonna say more though. More.
He got 45. It was indeed more. So, Berth, you've got Wesley Schneider.
Got to be less, surely.
It is. It's 35. Well, we're doing well here. Chris, you've got
On the roll now.
Van Persie. More or less than 35.
I don't know how long he was there. I don't think it was
that
that long.
weren't he?
Yeah, because he went back to Holland though, didn't he, as well, before he retired? And he was old when he left United. So I'm gonna. What was the number? 35.
35.
I'm gonna say less.
Oh, it's 25. You're in it. So,
Well
Berth, no pressure for a perfect game. You've got a Chelsea icon. You've got Demba Ba.
Oh, legend. The Seek
And 25's to beat.
25's to beat.
Well, they go higher. I think
You're right. 46. He got more than Barini, Love, Schneider, Quaresma, and Pape Cisse, strike partner at Newcastle. Yeah, he was there for a while. He was at Besiktas and Besiktas again on loan after he went to China. Goshtek and then Istanbul Başakşehir, where he scored quite a lot. He won a title.
He scored for them past Man United, didn't he?
Yeah, he won the title there because he broke his leg, didn't he?
He did.
Yeah.
But I can't remember when he broke it. If it was for China in the Chinese Super
It was
League.
pretty horrific though.
Oh, it wasn't nice.
It was bad.
It was horrid. But yeah, perfect game. Well done, boys. Yes.
Didn't we get one wrong though?
Oh, don't say that.
I think we both got one wrong, didn't we, Chris?
Oh.
I don't know. I don't remember.
No, I forgot already. Listeners rewinding right now, 15-second increments.
Yeah.
But hey, thank you for listening to the episode. Thank you for submitting your questions. We will be back. Treat yourself well, of course. And we will be back on Friday to discuss the Champions League game for Chelsea and also that League Cup semi-final. Hopefully, we'll be talking about the League Cup finalists, Chelsea. Hopefully. We'll see. So till then, that is us signing off. You've been listening to At The Bridge Pod, a Chelsea FC podcast. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram by searching for At The Bridge Pod. And if you're listening on Apple or Spotify, leaving us a review is always appreciated.